Hey, it's Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real.
We just hanging, doing what we like to do.
Come closer, your side of the room is weak. Crossover, come party with dude that toss boulders. Boss over, J Blige. They live, who better they lie? I see all y'all got way better eyes. In the cut like butterfly stitches. Bunch of fly misses, this can't be live. Every night menage, and this can't be right. So I'm haters' main target, but they can't see my Jordan the rap. So pardon y'all lack of sense. I spray your team, then clap your bitch. I am nothing to play with, stay with. Fifth cock heavy, blood clot, Kuan rock steady. Y'all want to holler at the kid from the style. Jigga Man, Mary J, bye.
Rock steady, steady on the floor. Stop stressing.
DJ Clue,
Rock steady. Everyone has a problem. Rock steady, steady.
Now we do
Stop stressing. Let no one
Yeah, morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Welcome to Shop Talk with Mel. I am Mel, of course, if you don't know. And then, of course, we have our lovely, lovely co-host in the building, AmberDee, the analyst. Let's give it up for... Hey, I'm on my way. All right. So let me just jump right into this. Let's get this going because this is going to be major today. This topic is major. I'm going to tell you the topic, lovely people, and the topic is, does body count matter? But before we get started with this show, I need to talk about this whole internet dating, and I understand that people are doing it. 85% of U.S. citizens are out there exploring. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's fine.
Why? Because otherwise, you wouldn't get the opportunity to meet different people if you're just in your little bubble?
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of people that don't live in major cities, who live in small or medium-sized towns where if you were just relying on face-to-face meeting, it'd be, a substantially larger dating pool. And personally, I think that dating is a numbers game. It's a game of probability and chance. So if you want to improve your likelihood, then you should expand your pool, to whatever level you're comfortable with. But, being like, I'm only going to do this, or I'm only going to meet, especially now, it's just, you could be successful, but I think it's unlikely. And I feel like also especially with the older generation, people that never online dated before or didn't have internet access, and then they gained it, they realized how big the world is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How many people are there, how many groups, how many people you can find that have similar interests to you, whatever
mm-hmm.
that may be.
At that time.
Right. And, and then kind of go buck wild, basically. But so I think it's a good thing. It's just another way to connect people and connect people more efficiently.
Kind of like that Buddy Love buck wild. Like on the Nutty Professor, when he lost weight, he just went crazy. I used to have the thought, and I know you remember, where it was I don't know nobody. I need some references to see what's actually going on and who this person is. Because who wants to be dating a killer?
But
if you know the person that you have a reference, you know they're a killer.
Well...
I'm extreme. I be watching too much Lifetime and Dateline and all that other stuff.
Yeah, First 48. I think you can definitely date safely, but it's the same safety practice you would utilize meeting someone in real life. Just because you meet someone in real life doesn't mean that they're safer.
True.
So.
Oh, and their family don't tell the truth about them, right?
Exactly.
And so that's where I changed as time went on. It was and sometimes the references, somebody might give a bad reference because they might not want it to go down.
Right. They might, or exactly, because they want to move in. Or, they'll give a reference because they're like, well, I don't want him to come sleep on my sofa, so let me try to get them together.
That could be the get them out of here. To get them out of my space and out of my head. Let me hurry up. Probably how some fathers feel. Let me marry my daughter off because I cannot. That's probably how they used to be back in the day.
Exactly.
So you say yes to online dating?
Yes, very much so. And there's all kind of articles and stuff to help you, give you some tips and tricks so you can be more successful. I think you should absolutely give it a try.
Okay. So AmberDee said give it a try. It's a big world out there. And you said dating is a numbers game. Y'all heard her already saying dating is a numbers game. And the topic is, does body count matter? So if dating is a numbers game, what's up with the body counts?
I feel like it's definitely an age thing. I feel like it matters more when you're younger. But I feel like as you age and get older, I think it's a little bit less well, a lot less significant.
A lot less is significant.
A lot less significant. I can only speak for myself as a woman.
All right, we're gonna dig deep. We're gonna explore this.
Okay.
We gotta definitely explore this. I gotta get these hot topics. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's get it going, and then we'll cover the hot topics, and then go right into does body count matter? Cause I got the people like texting and on the phone line 619-902-2287 just from the topic showing. Okay, so let's get it started.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
Hey, look at that. All right, so let's cover these hot topics real quick. Real quick. Since things are going the way that they're going, and you guys heard me and AmberDee at the beginning, if you didn't, you have to just rewind it after the show. With everything that's going on and all these people cheating, are we as females now giving cheating passes out? Because look at the people that got cheated on. You got Beyonce that got cheated on. Halle Berry that got cheated on. Janet Jackson. Jermaine Dupri. What? You done cheated on Janet Jackson? Like, so look, some people feel like, okay, they are beautiful and blah, 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 blah. And who's going to cheat on this individual? But you got to understand that there are things behind the face. I'm just putting it out there. I know, listen, let's give it up. Lovely people, let's give a warm welcome to Nate the Agitator. He coming in the ring at 250, 5'1". It's like, oh, y'all crack me
on the wrong shoes.
Y'all crack. What you say? You had on the wrong shoes?
Yeah, I got on the wrong shoes for 5'1".
All right. So let's go, lovely people. Let's go. Are we giving cheating passes?
No.
No. Okay. AmberDee, you say no. Okay.
This is the last time this is going to happen. I'm going to agree with AmberDee. I don't think we are, but it doesn't stop. That's a hard one. We're not giving passes, but it's not persecutable. It's not a felony anymore. It's a misdemeanor. That makes sense.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Misdemeanor.
Do you agree with that, AmberDee? I seen the head nod.
It's kind of like yes and no. I feel like until there's equality in infidelity, I have to disagree. So when it does happen where women will cheat. I mean, especially if you kind of look into these men's spaces, they talk about how their woman had a baby on them and claimed it was his, and turned out it wasn't. Like, so women absolutely cheat too. Like, everybody cheats, men and women cheat. But I feel like men cheat more, and so if it's something that's like, okay, well, we can work through it or whatever, then fine. But
can I say this? You made a statement. You said, wait, you said that men cheat more. Is it that men cheat more or men get caught more frequently?
Well,
let the church say what?
I think.
Go ahead. What you got, Nate?
I think they could get caught more. How's my sound?
It's good. Just come on. We got the show. Let's go.
I think we get caught more. We're not as good at it as you. What's up, DC? And yeah, but it's not the same. And I keep saying this. It's not the same.
God.
It's not. Come on, Amber. Bring it. Bring it, Amber.
Go ahead. What you got, Amber?
I think infidelity is infidelity. Disloyalty is disloyalty. Adultery is adultery.
Gotcha.
You're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Okay, gotcha. But there's different levels to this.
We'll explore a little deeper. We'll explore a little deeper, Nate. With the
I don't know.
I'm about to mute you. You gotta let people speak.
Oh, I thought you said go ahead.
No, I said we'll explore a little later, Nate, because you was bumping your gums. I'm like, you got to.
I was ready to fight with AmberDee.
Yes, you were. So that's I'm like, I gotta cover these. I gotta cover these topics before we get in there a little deeper. Latasha Scott of Escape, she's coming out with a holiday album. Now, remember, she was doing her gospel album, but I guess, it's hard to get in that gospel circuit. It's like, especially coming from secular music, they be like, we all want you. So her album flopped, but she has a holiday album coming out. My thoughts is, but she ain't, listen, she talking about this holiday album, but she ain't saying nothing about giving Tamika Sky her $30,000 back. So we not just you just gonna forget your sister's money that you stole, allegedly. Like, what are we doing here? That's probably why it flopped. In the gospel.
Exactly. Because I saw it and I saw the comments underneath it and I was like, it's not going to perform well. Because her target audience is offended. So, not good business strategy. Who's your manager? Jesus.
Her husband, the one that probably helped her take the money. We already, the mastermind, but we ain't going to blame it on the dudes. Okay. The internet is eating up Tyler Perry for his comment about the electric bill. Get a man, for professional women, and it's okay if he could just pay the electric bill. AmberDee, I want you to take the spot. What you got on that?
I think he got exactly what he deserved. I feel so much more confidence just in humanity when things like this happen, because they're like, is it just me? And then you get this outpouring of people saying, no, it's not just you. We all were like, no, and so it was just deserved. And that's kind of what happens. Sometimes you're going to say something and many people are going to disagree with you. And that's exactly what happened, because he was out of pocket. And it does, considering his own personal life story, it felt like an agenda.
Really? Oh, so you think that he was speaking from his space? Like, I couldn't do A, B, C, and D. No. I'm talking about when he started. Because remember, he was living in the car. That's like everybody's success story. I was living in the car, selling CDs out the back or whatever, out the trunk. And then now what? So his was pretty much what I actually got from it was, which we talked about, does money matter? Women are already there with the Shirley Strawberry situation. So you have that. So that's not what you're really looking at. You don't really care about how much is he bringing, not everybody, to the table and blah, 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 blah. But when he said, if you head in the household and you got a man in there and he could pay the electric bill, then pretty much that should be, this is just me paraphrasing, that should be good enough. I was like, hold on now, if you want to be the head of the household, then head this mother up.
I can see
Not only that, someone else, there was a lot of response videos, and one of them was a gentleman who said, I feel like Tyler Perry was intentionally not acknowledging that a lot of men are incredibly uncomfortable and insecure in that position. And that is the actual issue, because there's a whole lot of households that are being headed up by women already. And then she's getting dragged and beat down verbally and cut, because he's insecure, because he's not comfortable with the fact that, she's out earning him.
Well, let's hear from the man.
I'm just catching up on this story. I didn't hear it, but my first thought was he talking from the vantage point of, if you want to be equal, because if a man said, okay, what if she's just paying I should be happy she's just paying the electric bill. That's totally okay though, right? That's okay.
No,
it's not okay, because he is the. Go ahead, AmberDee. You got it.
Not only that, that wasn't the vantage point he was speaking of. He was speaking about love and high earning women seeking love. And as we can directly correlate to Shirley Strawberry, the issue isn't that what his earning is or whatever. It's his character. And when you're so fixated and so desperate for companionship, you end up taking all kinds of nonsense. Look at with the Shirley Strawberry case. Now all her dirty laundry is getting aired out because of his actions and his choices. She got evicted like 5 times. He went to jail 3 times while they were married. Like, boo-boo. Boo-boo.
Her car, remember her truck got took? Her truck got took.
So Shirley had no choice in this.
And she had all the choice. The point is, the issue isn't that he was broke or whatever, or that he's a scammer and a bad person. The issue is the root of the Shirley Strawberry issue is that she was so desperate for a man. She tolerated all this, tarnished her career and her good name, lost money behind some dangling.
This is the part that I want you to
speak up, Nate, because I can hardly hear you.
I said, this is the part I want you to understand, because this is what you said. She did this for a man. It was her choice. She did this. So guess who's accountable for her?
No, she didn't do it. She tolerated it. She tolerated it.
Oh, okay, wait 1 second, AmberDee. Let me let him finish his thought. Go ahead.
No. She tolerated it, and she accepted it. So her responsibility. So are you saying, well, he did this and he did this to her? She was standing right there taking it and knowing it. But guess what? She noticed she got evicted. He couldn't hide that. She got evicted. And she still stayed there. And she got evicted again.
She took her vow serious.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
Well, guess what? If she can handle her responsibility, why is it my fault? Why is it all men? Oh, see, women are so desperate for love. Okay, well, if a woman is desperate for love, a woman is desperate for love. She took what she wanted to standing up in the ring. She could have got wiped out. I'm done with this at any time. After eviction 3, she didn't say, you know what? I'm done with this.
He said after eviction 3.
For my marriage 2 more times. And then at 5, when she stormed it out, when she destroyed it at eviction 5, she would be like, woe is me. Oh my God.
She wasn't. Not at eviction 5.
And AmberDee will be there right for her and say, girl, I know these men.
No. I told you I don't support Shirley Strawberry. But no, and that's what I said. The issue isn't that he's broke. The issue is that women are so desperate that your boundaries just go out the window.
Well, Amber,
and then on top of that, giving advice to other women.
Amber, are you a woman?
Yes.
Are you? Okay. Are you desperate? Could you date anything?
Not on Shirley Strawberry's level.
It doesn't apply to you. And it doesn't apply to all men.
Look, the thought was like, not if I'm on Shirley Strawberry. I'm like,
I'm up there with Shirley, okay?
I might date a few frogs right now.
Right. What I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and be like I'm perfect or I never did nothing, I regret it. But Shirley, like I said, if all the information started coming out, this ain't no vow, I take marriage. No, I think, to me personally, this is some deep psychological desperation. Like, girl, my God.
At some point, Shirley would have to take self-accountability for Shirley.
Oh, okay. Derek Clark of Facebook says some people don't know their worth. And
very true.
And some people know their worth, but lonely. Now, that has been an ongoing argument for decades, where it's like, yeah, she's doing A, B, C, and D, and I've heard it from my homies all the time. Yeah, she got this, and that, but is she with anybody? She's single. And then how many men are keeping their girl down and not striving for their goals or preventing them from going higher, saying, yeah, that's your friend and she got this and she got that, but she lonely. But they don't know that she's lonely. She might be comfortable being single. And then you have the older person that's, i.e. Shirley Strawberry, seasoned person that's like, okay, well, I don't want to be lonely in my old age. Now I'm ready for a permanent date. And so I'll settle and I'll deal with this. Well, this may have been on my do's and don'ts, on my list of I will or I will not. And then they will sit there and teeter and be like, I can overlook that and I can overlook this. Go ahead.
So, okay, my issue with Shirley Strawberry is that, to me, it was based on looks. You know, I think for an older gentleman, he's quite handsome. He's well groomed, and it seemed like, frankly, that's all she actually cared about. Maybe I'm assuming he was good in the bedroom, but that's questionable. But it was like, he's handsome because if y'all listen to any of the jail phone calls, he sounds illiterate. Like,
Baby, girl. Yeah, he looked good, but I'm like, yeah, he can't talk.
So he's not even intelligent. He doesn't know how to manage money. She knew this. All right. He has scamming ways. He has a history of scamming people. She ignored that. So his morals, integrity, values don't matter to her.
Okay, let me go with this one. Big John Caldwell, Facebook said, "There's lonely and there's alone." Exactly. So you have women that may not be lonely. They just like, hey, I'm chilling, I'm doing me, and I'm having a good time. Now, back to what you said. Okay, Nate, I got you. You could come in there. Listen, I'm going to tell fellas, if you cannot speak, that's something. You can't go to the job Christmas party. I cannot leave you at the table by yourself. Remember I told you about that one guy? Fine. Super duper fine. But sir, we can't even have a conversation. And I was like, we can't go out because if I got to go to the bathroom, I'm going to be sitting there like, we going to the bathroom. Because what happens is when you at the workplace and people don't really know you, like, you know what I mean? Say you at the workplace and they know the professional you. Now, how do you get to know the personal person? Easy, because of, air quotes for the listening audience, who you date. There's some, that kind of tells you who you are. Because it's like, okay, if this is the type of person they're into, okay, so I'm actually entering into their private life. So those parties, company cookouts, company holiday parties, that's the time to meet the other person. And baby, if you can't talk and you like, what's up? I gotta go. You're not sitting here talking to these people. No, because then it'll be like, so what do you do? So are you hiring? See, when people ask me those questions and I'm a +1, so what do you do? I'm looking at them sideways. Like, why? Like, I'm not looking for a job. What? Like, and some people feel like, well, it's just basic conversation. No, you're obtaining information. Why? I don't plan on seeing you again. Like, It's just hi, how you doing? Let's have a conversation about what's happening right here, and then we'll move forward. The end. Have a good day, ma'am or sir. What you got, Nate? Go ahead.
I forgot.
Okay.
I be on here chilling and stuff and trying to be like, yo, baby, yeah, I mean, but I'm hanging. So you made that choice. This is all about personal choice. We're sitting here talking about.
Yes, I agree with you.
Guess what? That's Sherry. She got to deal with that. She got to.
And she is. And she is. I completely. It's her. So it's like.
Why are we judging? It's good talk. But I mean, at the end of it, that's Sherry. You know what? I ain't got to touch her, kiss her, hug Shirley Strawberry one time. Other than hearing her on the radio, I don't know nothing about this woman. So if she chooses to get with illiterate, cute dudes, that's on her. I'm like, okay, well, guess what?
But okay, no, wait, Nate, because guess what? There are older women who get little boy toys and they protect their daggone assets, okay? They understand the position. They're not trying to marry him. They're not sitting here letting them screw up their money, screw up their credit, and then diminish their brand and their income. So even on that level, it's just like, Shirley is just taking L's, and it's her own fault. But it's just like, if you just want it, if a woman just wants to be with a handsome guy, and yes, there's Nate right there. Like, you can do that, but don't be stupid. That's as a woman, and I fully blame Shirley Strawberry.
Okay, so let's say
if the looks is the only thing that matters to you as a woman, you just want a fine man to look at. Okay, fine, girl, but don't be stupid about it. She was stupid.
People will put up with some stuff for a fine. Hey, listen, you will put up with more with somebody fine, because you'll be like, all right, I'm out of here. Then you look at the person, you be like, oh, it's hard to walk away. You be like, oh, they look so good. Like, But listen, the consensus, because we got to move on. The consensus say that we're not dealing with somebody that's just paying the electric bill.
Agreed.
Nate ain't saying nothing.
No.
She can't just pay the electric bill, Nate. She got to come in half.
She can't. No. In my world, no, she don't. But I mean, in somebody's world, hey, I think of stuff like this. If it was on the other foot, would it go? If I was just over your house, ma'am, chilling, eating all the Fruity Pebbles, don't let the name fool you, and I'm just paying the electric bill, is that okay with you?
Nope.
Okay, so why is it okay on the other end? Because you want equal.
Because because I was brought up that the male is the provider. The man is the provider.
No. That's the old school man.
Let me ask you this. Wait. Are you listening to the show in the background? Because I got that feedback.
I'm trying to get my studio. Hello? Now say something.
Yeah, it's just echoey. Go ahead. But go ahead. I'll tolerate it.
Oh, I'm going to cut all this stuff off. Trying to be fancy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I am. That's what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. This is why body count matters. Because you want men to be the provider and stuff like that, which is our natural role. We shouldn't. But if you want to be equal, you equal that. If I'm carrying 50 logs, carry the other 50 logs. That's what 50% is. But if you don't want to be equal or whatever and play the natural role and then play the role. My grandmothers, both of them, had a moo-moo and not a dog. But guess what was done every time my grandfather, when we was over? It was always a hot meal on the plate. There's always this, there's always that. And like I keep on saying, you train your dog the right way and he'll do whatever you do. He'll throw his life down. But you want to work with the big dogs. So carry these 50 logs with me.
I'm not doing that.
Well, you're not doing that. So you're going to get.
I'm not carrying 50 logs, but guess what? But watch this though. But Tyler, what he's saying is, okay, ladies, you carry 8 logs and let your dude carry 2.
1. It was 1 log.
Just 1. I tried the 80-20. AmberDee like, no, 90-10.
Flip the script. Okay, guys, you carry 10 logs and let her carry 1. Is that okay?
You're stronger anatomically. Go ahead. Head this mother up. Head it up. You can be the head of the household, but you gonna have to head it up. Like
it works when you want it, when you need it. It works when you need it. That's only that works.
Derek Clark said, D, that's bad math.
Very bad.
I feel like it should be a percentage. No. Like if you're bringing in, say it's not 100 to 0, or it's not 50-50. Let's say it's 70-30. That means, and you're, yeah, well, body strength is like a different calculation. But anyways, just for math's sake. So say the man has 70% strength.
And I say anatomically, I meant physiologically, but go ahead. I had to fix that.
Strength. Then it makes sense. Then it's fair for the man to carry 7 logs and then the woman to carry 30 logs. They're both contributing. The weight is equally distributed based on each person's strength.
Okay.
Listen, guess what? I'm unequal. You could carry the 7 and just take another trip because I'm not carrying 9.
And guess what? In that, this is supposed to be full, my belly, go a little further south, that should be empty at all times.
That's fine.
So I'm carrying the kids. Well, that's fine. Hey, ma'am, that's incest. Anybody else, they got that, I'm cool with that. I got one I'm carrying every log, but guess what? When I get here, I sit down, I take this hand, and I scratch.
You know, here we go with that scratching mess.
Ew.
Hey, Amber, that's my job when I get home.
Uh-huh.
I go out in the field, and I battle, and I fight, and I claw, and I do whatever I have to do to make shit run. It's about the moo-moo. In this body counts matter.
For both genders.
Yes.
No.
Yes. But all right, let's get into this topic. Let's go ahead. All the rest of this, we'll do it. Okay. Does body count matter? You feel, I say for both genders. Amber says for both, and you say no. Go, AmberDee.
Right.
So I think historically we all know that men value a woman's body count, and it's I think it's biologically based, and I think it's also ego based, just so they don't have to compete sexually, right? But I think that in modern times, women, now that women have some financial independence and social independence, they can acknowledge that a man's body count, if you talk to women and get women's opinion, that are heterosexual and they're interested in men, will they ask, does a man's body count matter? They will say yes. And not even just their body count, but, their sexual activity and their sexual history. There's STDs. It's real. If you talk to a lot of women, most women are going to say, yes, a man's body count matters to me. So if a man's saying a woman's body counts matters to me, and women are saying a man's body count matters to me, then yeah, body count matters to everybody. So guys, you can believe what you want to believe, or you can get it straight from the horse's mouth. Women do care about body count.
Between the two horses, the man horse don't know this other girl's name. He's not going to be responsible unless you want a man to buy.
Syphilis doesn't care if you know her name or not.
Oh, okay, well, guess what? Before you just say, but here's the thing. You want me to buy your 1983 Cutlass, rusted out, and ain't no battery, needs new transmission.
I didn't say that. I said, yes, it matters.
Men.
For men, yes.
You have to provide for them. Well, I have to buy it at full price, no matter the miles, everything. I can't have it new. You have to pay full price for an 82 Cutlass, no motor in the bed. But I'm supposed to protect my and be there financially. I got to be there mentally, spiritually. I have to do everything for this old Cutlass instead of just buying a new one on the floor.
I said it matters. Nate, I said it matters.
Okay.
I said it matters.
The providing aspect only works on you. You're not looked to provide. You're not.
I didn't say it matters on the providers, man.
You're saying that you buy this car because it has tires. All cars have tires. That's not special. So guess what? You don't have to try to provide for me. I don't care how much money you make. There's a noise downstairs at night. Who's going to see what? Who's going to see what the noise is?
Probably neither. I feel like, and then on top of that scenario is very played out, because the reality is, statistically, if you actually look at the data by home security companies and stuff, that is a very rare occurrence. So men like to use that as an excuse.
Okay. Well,
Now, because Nate is in his feelings right now, if you listen to what I said that a man's body count matters to a woman, not because she has to provide for him, but because of sexually transmitted disease and the emotional and psychological impact of having multiple sexual partners. That's why it matters to women. It matters to men because they don't want to use tires and the mileage and the clunky engine. Fine. It matters to men for a different reason, but it still matters. It matters to both people.
Gotcha. So guess what? If a man's not looking to hurt, he just doesn't want to rent it. He can do that. But here's the difference. I don't remember that club. Your birthday, your favorite color. You know what his mom like. Emotion. We don't.
That's not all women.
Okay, well, if it's not all women, she's not looking for a man. She's just looking for a fun time.
Yeah.
Run with it. I don't judge. I'm not judging. What I'm saying is, guess what? Our cheating is, damn, look at that ass. Your cheating is, you know, his job, he looked at him hard and another. He didn't finish his race. Now I want him.
No,
You don't pick.
no. All right. Let's go. Let's bring it on back to what it is, because we're not even talking about the cheating part of it. Okay. We're talking about the body count before you even come on the scene. So you meet me. How many people you slept with? How many people have you slept with? Does it really matter? Because and I'm gonna tell you where this the topic derived from. I was watching Club Shay Shay with Brittany Renner, and she was saying that she slept with 35 men. Now you have some people who feel like your body count shouldn't supersede your age. Now, I ain't trying to be fun. Yeah, she's 31. She had 35. So some people feel that way. You know, now you know I'm gonna do my little research. So some people feel like that. Like, okay, well, if your body count is higher than your age, that's a problem. I had to scale back because you look at like the college days. If you actually stayed in the dorms, let me say that. If you actually stayed in the dorms, well, no, you know, people coming to visit. Like, I don't know. Now, I ain't saying that, you know, I ain't put nobody's business out there, but you kind of know what went down in college. So, is that it? You know, think about that. Then, me personally, I'm looking at some of the people like, okay, how many people you done been with? I need to know the personalities I'm dealing with, because you already know that person's spirit all up in your spirit. So, just be like, oh, is that Shaniqua? Is that Shaniqua coming out? You know what I mean? Like, who you talking to like that? You know, some of these people, you be like, ah.
And
so,
with that being said, a woman absorbs.
Yes. I know AmberDee want to go in there. Yes, I get it, because we are receivers. We are receivers, and you guys are givers. However, it could go the other way too, through that little seepage. The same way when you talk about the STDs, but I don't want to focus on that because we all are pretty much aware of that part of it. But let's look at it on this, you know, as far as like with relationships. So it's like, does it matter? At what age is it over? She said she slept with 35 men. Now, to me, do I think, this is just me, and the reason it's my business, I'm going to put it out there because I know some people feel like, well, that ain't nobody's business. She put it out there. You put it out there, it's my business. That's why we having this whole discussion.
Social media.
Yes, you put it out there. So, lovely people, everything you put on social media, no, we're going to talk about it, because that's what we do. So, with that, so what I'm saying is, when she said 35, do I think it was more? I think it was more, because the number was so, like, right there. Like, how many people, honestly, like right now, everybody's listening to this show. Watch this. Everybody under the sound of my voice is now thinking probably like, oh, wait, how many people have I slept with? You weren't thinking about it yesterday, the day before the topic comes out. So I just thought it was just strange that when he asked that, she had it. So you must have had your questions prior to. And like 35. Or go ahead, AmberDee, what you got?
Well, and I feel like that's industry standard, to have like your team or whatever pre-screen and approve the questions that the interviewer is allowed to ask and not allowed to ask. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. When you pose it, I did exactly what you said, Mel. I was like, well, how many people, like, you don't think about that, which to me kind of furloughs into the point of when, especially when you get to a certain age, that's not, and I'm only speaking for myself, and the ladies that I speak to on, like, you know, about romantic stuff, that's not something you're asked, like, you know, in the first 5 dates type of thing. Like, it's like, what? You know, like, are we 15? What are you talking about? Like, you know, like, you know, we're grown, you know, so that's why I think it's more of it's a stage of life thing, and like your intentions and what you're looking for at that point in time. But, you know, if you're beyond childbearing age, or you're just looking for a casual connection or just companionship or whatever.
Or to get knocked off.
What?
Or to get knocked off.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If you just trying to, you know, get bust down, okay, fine. Then no, it doesn't, like, I just feel like there's, especially as you get older, there's just fewer and fewer instances where that question even makes sense. And like you said, Mel, most people are not like, I know exactly, like, and it's just like, have that number just right in the back of their head. Like, it's weird. It's just, yeah.
Look at him. Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead, Nate.
Now, if you want to get all that stuff, you're not looking for a man.
Speak up, because your feedback.
I said, if you're just looking for the bus now, you ain't looking for a man. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. I'm talking like you ain't get YouTube, MySpace, Facebook, all your friends, kumbaya body questioning about who you're thinking about dating. So you do your research. You ain't no way you're going to tell me, he's nice. I think I will date him and ask him the questions. You powwow with your girlfriend. Girl, you know Roscoe? Yeah, that nigga ain't no good. That. What? You know he slapped his mama. Oh, what? Girl, and this, that, and nothing. So you go through this powwow and this background check no matter what. I thought you go ahead. Mel, continue. Go ahead.
Go ahead, AmberDee.
So I'm gonna say this sounds much more age thingy, like age related, because a lot of times, and I'm only speaking for myself, but when I'm talking to my friends about someone I might be dealing with or someone that they're dealing with, I don't know that person. You know, I don't know them. I don't know their people. Like, I'm just a true third person outsider. And so the whole, like, oh, I'm going to sit here and provide negative information. Like, no, that's pretty inaccurate. And then I would only bother to do internet background research until it gets serious. And that's pretty premature, Nate. So, no, I'm just saying, as far as, like, oh, how many people has he slept with? Or, oh, he asked me how many people I slept with, and I said this. Like, it's just, it doesn't even come up in the conversation. You're not being asked. You're not thinking about it. You're not wanting to ask them.
Okay.
Like,
okay, wait. All right. Okay, all right. Let's do this. Let's explore. We'll explore a little bit, okay? So, for the fellas, I'm going to ask you, Nate, look, what in the world? You're putting Vaseline all over crazy? What we got going on? A mess.
Soda. I got heartburn, baking soda.
Oh, God. See, now this is an old man, okay, y'all?
It works.
It does. Real quick, if you're watching, all you have to do, easy peasy, just wet your tip of your finger, stick it in the baking soda, and then suck the baking soda off of your finger. Chase it with 4 ounces of H2O, and then you can burp, and the heartburn should go away. Okay, I learned that being pregnant. But listen, you say the body count matters, but if it's a low body count, then you sitting there, you cheating on her because you saying she phony. All she do is just straight 11. Like she don't have the experience to know what to do, and then you cheating on her, be like, oh, you don't do that, you don't do this, you're not bobbing for apples. Like, come on, man, what do y'all want?
As I said before, it's not experience, it's willingness. If she's willing to try it or do it with me, I'm cool with that. But if she's not willing to try and this, that, and other, and she has it, and she wants to keep that virginity, well, you can have it.
But man, how you gonna come and have her doing circus acts the first day and she don't know? Like, help.
Oh, no, yeah, no, not the first day. You ain't supposed to get you supposed to give 100 mil first date. Just have a couple times. You ain't supposed to come out the first date anyway. I hope you ain't giving them all 100 on the first. Now he's thinking all crazy stuff. Right? I just met her and she bowling ball, all 3 holes, and then this, that, and the other. You don't do it on the first date. But I mean, good night.
So when does that?
If she has that low body count.
So when is that supposed to come out? When is bowling ball supposed to come out?
When you're comfortable, when you can trust him, when you know who he is and what he's about and where the relationship is going. Unless you just
so she came off top. Wait. I got you, AmberDee. Hold on. So if she come off top and be like, bowling ball, if she don't like,
I'm like,
if she yell out bowling ball, what you doing?
Then I'm like, oh, if it's that simple and that quick, you ease on back, or you keep her in the sex zone, because that was good. That was good. You know, bowling balls, woo. You keep them in the sex zone. You don't, You don't wife a bowling ball unless you make a bowling ball.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So if you make the bowling ball, then you wife the bowling ball.
My bowling ball. This is my bowling ball.
Listen. DC said get somebody else to do it. AmberDee, come on in here. Come on. What you got?
DC still, you got a bowling ball or two in your life, DC. I don't want to hear that guy.
Wait a minute, AmberDee, I got you muted for the feedback. Go ahead. Okay.
I think it's hypocrisy. I think it sounds very hypocritical to me. Well, I will say, in all fairness, men gatekeep marriage, but women gatekeep sex. So, ladies, just hear what they're saying and, move accordingly.
Okay. Listen. Man, y'all be having me rolling. It be some terms out here that you gonna hear right here on Shop Talk, Real Talk. Hey, if you feeling this conversation, feel free to throw some flames in the comment section. Let me see. What's Salvage of YouTube said when the house is purchased. Oh, she bowling ball when the house is purchased.
That's cool.
That's
If
cool.
you're willing to bowling ball, that's all I'm worried about. You ain't got to have done it before. But when it comes to me, and if I'm special, give me something special that no one else has had. Because I have to give you a house. And of course, I know Salvage ain't carrying too many logs. Because for me to get a house, she know, okay, I'm a provider and I'm going to provide. So guess what she is giving me? Something special that she hasn't given to anyone else. Savage will be my bowling ball and mine's only. And we pay and we work hard for exclusivity. Wait a minute, I sound kind of educated when I said exclusivity.
Yeah, that's good job. Good job.
This is all mine, man.
Good job. We're going to give it to you. Well explained. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Salvage actually shouted you out. Nate the Agitator gave you a little king crown. Okay. Now, DC said no backdoor action, exit only. No bowling ball, just bring peace. Now, so if somebody asks or a male asks for the bowling ball, a female may think that you have some bisexual tendencies.
Guess what? If you get to the bowling ball part,
Hold on. I'm trying to get that feedback out. Go ahead. What'd you say?
If you're at the bowling ball stage, hopefully, you've accumulated some relationship about yourself. It ain't just, hi, my name's Nate, bowling ball.
Okay.
I like long weeks on the park. I'm an Aquarius. I like long walks at the park. I love the rose garden, and a bowling ball would be excellent. You don't jump in the bowling alley. You don't just jump in with that. That's okay. I trust him. I know him. I like him. I see a future with him. Hopefully, because guess what? We all looking for that virgin that just admires us. That's top dollar. That's top tier for us. That's house. That's why I'm buying a house. That's why you get the house. Exclusivity. It ain't the numbers. It's the experiences. Because guess what? You be like, man, Nate don't do it like Tyrone did. Yeah, Tyrone ain't got a house and this, that, and other, and can't read. But boy, can he swing a bat. And I have that in my repertoire. So guess what? Nate has to fight against that. Because in your mind, Tyrone used to hang me over on the ceiling fan and stuff like that. So your experiences come with you, just like my experiences. But my experiences, here, do you understand? When me and you are doing it, I'm trying my best not to finish.
I love the honesty.
All men, we sit there and be like, okay, football game. Football, shoot. Male, look at me in the eyes. Grandma's feet. this is the game. We're trying our best not to finish. We ain't in there like, yeah, touchdown, quick score. No, we in the game not to finish.
Okay.
That's the nature of the beast. So guess what? If you super skilled and, Mike Tyson in his prime, I don't want to fight that. If I get in a fight, I'm like, all right, well, here, let me go in here, let him knock me out and get my payday. But I'm not staying around. I'm not buying a house like Savage. Now, would you like a modern decor, or are we going old traditional, old English?
Okay. Let's see. AmberDee, you want to read that?
Okay, so Derek Clark of Facebook said, I turn into Stamina Man.
We got, what'd you say, Nate? Go ahead.
Whatever water Derek's drinking, tell him to hook me up. DC, send me some of that water, whatever you do.
I like the honesty. It matters. What you got, AmberDee? Go ahead. I'm trying to.
I mean, I don't got nothing.
What?
Just say Nate's right.
I mean, I feel like when we're talking about young people, yes, it makes a lot of sense. When we're talking about older people, then, it's just, I feel like it's very situational and case by case, or if you're divorced or if you already have kids, and obviously, you slept with other people and obviously they've slept with other people. So, yeah.
So body count don't matter?
No, when you're older, I think older, it's just different.
Okay. I
don't think, realistically, men who are open or interested in dating women who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond are like, well, I really want a virgin. Like...
Okay, so we're looking at it from that standpoint. So from a female's perspective, I got you, Nate. From a female's perspective, you said body count, does it matter or not? Because if we look at it, if somebody say you were with somebody and they be like, oh, I slept with 2 people at this age, at this current age. What's your thoughts?
If a man told you that and you're like in your 50s and he's like, I've been with 2 people, I'd be like, oh.
See, So, listen to the audience. Listen, her face is all turned up like, right.
Because it might be that, y'all are not compatible. You don't have the same relationship with sex, that you might have.
Okay, so just saying that. So you say I slept with 2 people and you went right to, you may not be compatible. So that's what I'm saying. So here we are with the same thing. If you look at somebody be like, 2 people, be like, this is going to be interesting. Or not.
But why? Or unless I guess they're volunteering it. But I don't see people in their 50s asking someone that they're dating, well, how many people have you slept with? Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, you want to read the comment?
So Daryl Jones of Facebook said, the thing is, a woman may be feeling you from the start. If she wants to give you that 100% upfront, don't trick fellas or get paranoid. The thing is, both should give they 100% upfront. When you're older, you want experience, don't have time for teaching. I agree, Daryl Jones.
Okay. You got it, Nate the agitator.
Okay, my friend. Back to a man saying at our age he don't want a virgin. He also saying, I don't want to get married either. So, both ways. I don't care about your body count because this ain't a marriage thing. A body count only comes into play when it's marriage combining stuff. Because, Amber, you can come over here and we can smash, or I can come over there. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Savage, I don't want to cheat on her. I can go over there, or she can come over here. We didn't get married. Her body count don't count. But if I'm buying her the house, then what?
Can you read that, Nate? You got your glasses?
Well, I do got my glasses. Hold on. At 50, you damn near dead if if it don't matter as much when it comes to your body count.
Would you? Go ahead, AmberDee.
Go ahead, Amber.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I got it. So this women's virginity, I mean, I think that the concept of virginity is good, right? But the issue is that the way we want to apply it based on gender, that's the point I have an issue with. Because I think that when you have a woman who is a virgin and very moral and all that, and she's looking for marriage, and she gets a guy that has a high body count, I think there's some incompatibility issues or perception issues. And not only that, as Mel had mentioned, the spiritual soul ties. So men are out here, Nate's wanting to give men a pass to see out here and collect soul ties when, especially now in this modern era, there are fewer and fewer women who are like, oh yeah, it's okay. It's totally okay for me to prioritize my body and my virginity, but it's okay for my partner to just go sling his dick all over the town.
And watch this. And watch this though. Yeah, soul tie. I know you want to speak on that. Soul tie. So them spirits that came in you, now you didn't empty them spirits in her. Then you talking about something, you acting like my ex, huh?
Right.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I think that the women, the young ladies that are virgins and they really value that and that's a priority for them, I feel like they're more likely, like, I want a guy who also takes his sexuality and his morality just as seriously as I do. And he's not out here busting down any wet hole that he can get close to.
Okay, go ahead, Nate.
Do you understand that girl with that virginity is held in high esteem? That's knowing a woman's value. Her value is tied to that. A man's value ain't tied to his sexuality because a man still has to go out there and work and provide every day. Did you see the virgin who offered her virginity for like $1 million or $2 million?
Yeah, I remember that.
Her value was tied to her virginity. That is untouched. That is the gold standard. So guess what? A woman's body count don't count the same because behind the body count, I still have to provide. I still have to carry 20 logs of CO2. I still have to do these things. So guess what? That's the difference in things. That's why it's not equal. It's not an equal place. I keep saying, you guys are the most powerful things in the world, but you're being fooled into believing that you have to be strong. There's nothing I could wear to the bar and get free drinks. And as I said many times before, if me and South Oscar go down to the bar and we're both broke, who do you think comes out drunk? And that's power. You're powerful. And you and with the lower body count, makes you even more so.
All right, go ahead, Amber.
Okay, I'm not arguing the value of having a low body count. What I'm saying is that men like Nate want you to believe that a man having a man's body count doesn't matter, and that you as a woman are not supposed to look at that and look at the soul ties, especially when it's coming from a place of morality. But that's just not the case. Because there are men who are very conservative and have a low body count and they're waiting till marriage or whatever. My point is that it matters for both. And you can tell men that, oh, go out here, bust down anything, sling your dick around, and then try to get a virgin. But that's not realistic, nor is it fair. Like, if you want to be a whore because you're a man, I have a penis, so it's okay for me to go out and whore and sleep with everyone, then no, you're not. Non-traditional men are not entitled to the traditional woman. You don't get to be a modern man and function in modernity and then be like, oh, well, I want a traditional woman now, when you don't have the foundation nor the history.
Okay.
Traditional men for traditional women.
Please, ma'am. Well, these kings that had 725, 8 9, Solomon, all his wives, none of them was hoes. They were born virgins and they were given to him. And guess what? He did to all of them. The king in the Bible. I know a verse or two. He slang it. He had 20, Solomon, many sons, many sons. Or Abraham, one of them too.
Y'all not kings. You're not kings. Sorry. That's the reality. There's not a king on every corner. There's not a king on every house. There's a lot of men house. There's a lot of men who have to go 50-50 with their wives. So no, you can't. So every man is not King Solomon. And so you can't have King Solomon expectations when you don't have King Solomon's military or his lineage or his wealth.
Go ahead, Nate.
If you don't have Queen Sheba's royalty, you can't expect to get King to pay this and buy this. Salvage, you know what Salvage had to do for me to buy her a house? You know how hard it was for her to get me to say, yes, I would like to buy you a house. You have, listen, my value isn't what I can provide in front of me. That's what my value is.
And a lot of men cannot provide hardly anything. That's why you got Tyler Perry talking about it's okay if he can only pay the light bill. It's okay. It's just the fact of the matters. So yeah, what you provide is what counts. Absolutely. But the reality is a very large chunk of men cannot provide. That's the reality.
Well, guess what? Junior Shirley Strawberry, just don't pick them men. Junior Strawberry, don't pick them men. It's on you. If you let me smash, and you know I work at McDonald's, and I'm great at smashing, don't get mad at me when I work at McDonald's and I don't pay the light bill. You chose me. I didn't rape you. You allowed me.
Well, you better bring home 2 apple pies.
McRib coming back.
Yeah, McRib coming back. AmberDee, you muted. Come on. There you go.
The difference is the dude at McDonald's. Okay, he's working at McDonald's and he's busting down every female that comes to the drive-thru. He wants a virgin. That's what I'm talking about. That doesn't make sense. It don't make sense.
If I don't, there's something called a credit score. If I don't make this type of money, I can't afford this type of thing. So guess what? If the dude at McDonald's is busting down everything in McDonald's, you best believe McDonald's has just started taking EBT cards and food stamp vouchers because he's not busting down quality. He's doing one. His dimes come one at a time. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent. He ain't going at McDonald's busting down these 1, 2s, and 3s and going to find himself a 10. It just don't happen. His credit score don't allow. You know what? Me and Rihanna was talking the other night, and she told me that the reason she didn't have my child was because I didn't make enough. And I had to respect that. I still didn't break up with her. I forgave them.
But here's the thing. You just said it yourself. So we use the example of the McDonald's guy. You knocking down whoever you knocking down. But then you got somebody of value, your words, we're just using, for the sake of conversation. And you want her to not have as many. But you done knocked down and bust down. I was about to go with the LL around the way, start naming off the around the way girls. But, all right. LaShawn, right. I was on my way in. But, so you done knocked all them off, and then you want her to just have 1 or 2. That's a problem when you got the fry guy knocking off everybody. That's unfair. But wait a minute. Wait. That's unfair to say. And you say, well, she's of a certain caliber. Well, after we find out who you done knocked off, that we know we would never beat him, we don't even want you because you don't even care.
Right. Exactly. And so this is the opposite of McDonald's. So McDonald's guy, not only is he working at McDonald's, he's busting down everything that comes to the drive-thru. But then McDonald's girl is like, hey, I'm liking you, McDonald's guy. And he's like, wait a minute. You are at McDonald's. You're beneath me. You're both at McDonald's. What?
But according to Tyler Perry, he at McDonald's, but he paying the electric bill. But she working, corporate America, on her own business, CEO.
That's fair. She's like, well, in order to pay the 97% left, because you can only cover the light bill, I have to get on welfare because I'm only working at McDonald's too. So if these dudes out here don't want a woman that's on their own caliber, that's the issue.
Right. They want to date above their means.
They want to date above. And
So what's the problem? Wait, let's read this comment. Let me read this comment. Go ahead, AmberDee.
She's muted.
Okay, so Cornell Stevens of Facebook said, when you get involved with somebody, someone is going to have more partners than the other, especially when you get up in your 50s. So it really shouldn't come into play how many partners someone has had. I agree.
Okay.
It depends on the packages you're trying to get. Are you girlfriend package? Or are you jump off package? Or are you shooting for the married package?
How do you know? Is that determined by your body count?
Yeah. Because that guy at McDonald's is mashing all the girls. Guess what? His Chevette is outside, but it has rims and a system on it. So he always, whatever he got, he wants it nice. He wants it better. It ain't got car insurance, mind you, AmberDee, but he got rims and speakers on it. Now, that was personal, because everybody know I had a Chevette.
Wait a minute. Why was I sitting there thinking in my head? I was like...
That's me. Hey, no matter what I...
Rimmed up. His Chevette was rimmed up.
And it was...
Tinted.
There was Danny Trevathan back then, and there was me. I was shaking houses. So my Chevette was made better than me. It was in my means. My McDonald's money, saved up right, I put it into that what I wanted. So guess what? If you're the Chevette and I can afford a Benz, I'll drive the Chevette, but I'm hitting corners, I'm jumping off curbs, I'm doing everything. That Benz stays in the garage clean.
And you picking up who in the Benz?
Ooh. You gotta be special. She died.
You picking up the dime in the Benz.
That's it. But I keep my hoopty. Come on, girl, get on in. What? No problem. I'll take you around the corner. But if it was AmberDee, I'd be like, hey, you got $2? You got $2 for gas.
See, that's the stuff we talking about. That's the stuff we're talking about. So according to the body count, that determines if she got to pay for her own meal or not. Talk about something. You asking her for some gas money. Where they do that at?
Right. I appreciate honesty, and what women should take away from this is that you set your price. Don't be like, he offered my price, so it's okay with me. I don't mind going half, 50-50. You should take that as an insult because that's how he views you.
That's in your world.
I'm speaking as a woman.
Guess what?
As a woman.
Shirley Jr. Strawberry Jr.
I'm not ugly to be sure.
Wait, it was lagging. Go ahead. What you got, Nate?
Shirley Strawberry is this is in general. And you saying you shouldn't have your own show and you should know better and you male and I'm sitting here unemployed or whatever the case. That's what we're doing. As opposed to saying in general. Guess what? In general, women gonna do what they want to do and men gonna do what they want to do. But the price of the value of a person in a man is what he can provide. And
okay.
In front of him.
So
if I can provide
what you can provide. So back to the very first question: are we giving cheater passes? Because if you are with somebody like you were talking about King Solomon, if you could provide for all of them. Do you be like, oh, okay, well, he's a good provider, so I'll let that cheating, he can have that cheating pass. He cheated. I'm not going to get rid of him, though, because he does A, B, C, and D. Or he looks this way. This feedback is driving me nuts.
No, I think it's Amber.
Oh, gosh.
It's Amber.
Go ahead.
At least she's not lagging. I forget. Well, I mean, in olden times, it was you can have as many wives as you can afford. And we got away from that to saying, oh, no.
Because don't nobody want to share. I can't share. Ain't nobody share.
People are okay practicing ghetto polygamy, which is having multiple wives that you can't even afford. So
here, I'm still
that part.
I'm still the father. If I can be the father, All I did was hurt your feelings. Listen, if I can afford my 12 kids. I can afford my 12 kids, Amber. If I can afford my 12 kids, you know the only sin I did was hurting your feelings.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get that opportunity
Nick
again.
Let's just use Nick, and he ain't called me in a couple weeks, and I don't know what's going on. But he can afford the 12 or 13 kids he got. And if he has a relationship with them kids, the only person that he hurt in these is the girl that's jealous or mad.
I wouldn't say jealous. Betrayed. Betrayed.
Okay.
Wait a minute, one at a time. Hold on.
That's the only thing that's hurting.
Hold on.
The only thing that's hurting.
Because, okay, so Nick Cannon, I'm going to disagree. I think that most people can objectively acknowledge that he is not being a quality present father to all of those children because they're all in different households. And it's actually mentioned it. So.
Wait, I got to say this. Yeah. Derek Clark said it sounded like y'all running in the woods with flip-flops with this feedback. It's like, yeah. I want to read this comment. Look at Nate saying this AmberDee with all that. Sean McCrae said, if you got a high body count, your A better have some skills. That will level things out some. Hula hoops and bubble gum. Now, that's what I was talking about earlier. So if somebody has a low body count, they don't have no skills, then you don't want her. Or want him, you questioning it. You know, where do we go? Go ahead.
And I feel like that's what Nate is claiming, but from his perspective, but we've seen celebrity men, they will sit here and claim or, covet these women who have high body counts, like Kanye West and a lot of these basketball players, and especially these younger ones that are now, claiming and being affiliated with like washed up Instagram models. So
yeah, because what's her Brittany Jenner? I'm talking about Brittany Jenner. You know where I'm at. Brittany Renner. She's supposed to be a social media influencer. So if she's an influencer, watch this: social media influencer who says that she had 35 bodies at the forefront of her brain. I slept with 35 men. Like, did you write all their names down for real? Like, I'm still where I'm at. But that's an influencer, which is influencing other people to do what? Practice? Go ahead, Nate. I want to hear you. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Okay, there we go. Damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. But here, good night. Go to Amber. Good night. I'm old.
I'm talking about it. I asked, was she influencing?
Right. I think that.
Let's hurry up and get him before he forget.
Well, here's the thing. The younger generation are built different. There's no love songs. They don't have. Can you hear me?
No, I can't. Go ahead.
Okay. The younger generation is built different. They're not built on love songs. They don't have a Smokey Robinson. They don't have a Luther. Their interpretation of love is a lot weaker than ours is. So guess what? High body count and girls slinging that wop is a thing for them. It wasn't a thing for us. What song did you know that we listened to in our day, Mel? It was talking about slinging that wop. And if you didn't
Darling
know
Nikki,
you had to figure it out. Darling Nikki, he never said wop. I was thinking of well, we just ease it on by.
My neck, my back, my.
Okay. but we were what when that came out?
Yeah, I was college.
Right. So we weren't raised with that. That came out later.
What about that one? Slip it, slide it. I used to skate to that.
Give me every inch.
Okay. I used to skate to that one.
You're taking me back, girl. You're taking me back. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
Oh, me and Mrs. Jones.
But that was subdued. That was, you had to listen to it
to figure out what they were talking about. It wasn't just flat out.
Start talking. You'll do some songs and give you the meaning, and will blow your mind.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
What about now? I know this is a rendition, so I'm thinking of the original, but Kelly Price's "As We Lay."
Oh, her with a married man? Yeah, but you had to. So I get what he's saying. You had to listen to it to know exactly. Shirley Murdoch, go Shirley. That's my girl.
That song today would be called "I Bet Your Wife."
Yep.
That's as we lay today.
I had your husband, B.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Had this walk.
Your husband had this walk. You'll be like, now tell me, is it wet because of trichomonas, the drainage got real, or is it wet just natural flora? Like, help me out.
Well, in the contents, Mel, the content of how they were setting it was because it's good and juicy. It's like that proverbial 5-gallon bucket of warm snot that the men are looking at.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. He is so disgusting. Yeah. Just a thought.
But the guys understand.
Some mess. Nope. Bye.
I think women making, lewd songs is after men have been making lewd songs in the same genre for a solid 2 decades, I'd say. So it's like men set the precedent. First of all, rap.
It's not ladylike. That's where the problem's at.
What?
They're like, oh, it's not ladylike. Like ladies can't say that.
Right, exactly.
And that's why it's taboo.
Lewd hip hop and rap music for like 2 decades. So then when women start producing lewd hip hop rap music, well now the fabric of society is falling apart. Well, that's the example you men set. So, oh well.
As was said on this very show, a key that can open many locks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I can't hear you. Hold on, what?
As was said on this show, a key that can open many locks is a good key, but a lock that can be opened by many keys is a bad lock.
I got nothing.
In your face, AmberDee.
I got nothing.
In your face, AmberDee.
I got nothing.
Actually, I think that, a lot of these things we're talking about a huge paradigm shift in American society, from 50, 60 years ago. And if you're talking about modern times right now, that just doesn't apply because it is different. And the reality is, I think, to a testament to them, younger men are much more comfortable with sexual competitiveness. So they're not as intimidated by a girl who's had sexual partners, and that they're going to be compared to the other partners she's been with, as opposed to men 20, 30 years ago. Because the reality is, as Nate has already mentioned, that the culture is different. And what is normal or average or moderate or whatever, middle of the road, is not the same as what it was 30 years ago. It's just not the same conversation. The framework is not the same. But my point is, that argument, I think, is rooted in men's resistance to compete on a sexual level. Whereas women historically have always had to compete on a sexual level because women's virginity is what was valued. So if she's marrying a man who's had 5 partners, but she's had 0, she doesn't get to think about, well, I wonder, when he laid up with the floozy down the street, was she better than me or whatever? Women aren't just women haven't been socialized like that for hundreds of years.
Go ahead.
The difference is, you're living in this house. I am paying your bills. You're driving my car. That sets you.
Wait, let him finish.
That sets you apart from that floozy that I banged the other night that I told her name. That sets you apart. You have the standard. You have either the last name. It's Amber. You either have the last name. You're either driving my car. There is a upgrade to you if you're chosen by someone. Because guess what? If me, let's see, Daryl Clark, Sean, all the guys that are on here, if we were all friends and we were all couples, and one of us broke up, let's say Daryl and his wife or girlfriend broke up, do you understand he would cry? But then probably 2 weeks later, I wouldn't be allowed over his house because you know the debauchery that would be going on over there.
Why wouldn't you be allowed over his house?
Because Derek got his home crib by himself and this, that, and other. We running them through there. But guess what? We don't know their name. We ain't looking for love. We ain't looking for a relationship. We're just looking for relations. And we don't have to know their name. We don't have to know their favorite color. We don't have to make an emotional contact and an emotional connection to do what we do.
Well, who said that y'all have to know like their favorite color and their name? Who says that? Is that just something that you just do on your own?
No, it's just an emotional connection.
Okay.
We don't need emotion to smash. Nice ass must smash. Simple as that.
Okay.
Women needs an emotional connection. That's why it's so deep. Because I had to work to get you, AmberDee. Sorry, Salvage. I had to work to get her. Now, if another dude is just walking up and getting her without the work, whoa, that's why men have such a big problem. Because if you're his woman and he claims you and he protects and he provides whatever level of provision he can give, he's worked for you. Oh, no. Oh, Amber's saying no, so I guess I just met you at Smash. Okay, Amber, you living like that?
No, what I'm going to say is that modern men are not providing a house and car and a last name. So that's the difference. So that to your first point, so modern men, so you're saying, oh, well, you're going to get this, that, and the other in exchange. In modern times, no, you're not. Like, that's not realistic. Maybe 40, 50 years ago, absolutely, but not right now. Modern men are not providing at the level that men 20, 30 years ago were.
Go ahead, Nate.
Women are working at a level and a percentage of the population that they were not doing 30, 40 years ago.
And still not getting equal pay.
And still not getting equal pay. So the idea of an exchange, your virtue exchange for X, Y, Z is completely it's not appropriate to modern day and modern times on both sides.
Well, Amber, in modern day, the people want to know, what do you see as a perfect situation? What is perfect for you, Miss Red Flag? Give me the perfect situation. So tell me, teach us, the men are waiting. We want to know how to act. Because you know what you don't want. You know what you.
Let's hear her. Let's hear what she got to say.
Because I'm not speaking for all women. It's a case-by-case situation. I can only speak for myself. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not asking a man in the first date, on the first 5 dates, what's your body count? Like I said, it's just not something I'm personally asking, and it's not something I've been asked. I mean, since I was like in high school or college. Like, it's just not, that's not a part of the conversation. So no, personally, me as an individual at this age and stage in my life, no, body count is not something I'm asking a guy about, and guys are not asking me about.
I know Nate did pull out a walkie-talkie. Leave my connection alone. You play too much. All right, check this out. I can answer the ideal if you want to know the people want to know the ideal situation.
Uh-huh.
The ideal situation is to be single until you're not. And if you have somebody that you know and y'all have an understanding and y'all link up and hook up to get knocked off, whatever, boom, boom, get knocked off. You ain't got to worry about none of the extras, the personality changes, what they going through. They had a bad day at work. You don't even care. You're like, oh, I ain't got to worry about all that. Thank you very much. See you next week. Boom. And your life is wonderful. Now, if you are looking to be married or in a relationship, understand what all comes with that, because it's a lot that comes with the whole relationship. And are you willing and ready for that? And it's like, okay, so I am inviting them into my space. So they need some time. And then it might be a situation where it's like they need some time, but you can't offer them that time right now because you're busy living life, doing you. And then they're like, oh, I feel neglected. And now they got to cheat on you. Guess what? Then you sitting there, now you got an attitude. Now you feeling some type of way. But if you don't have that and you're single until you're not, you don't got to worry about them cheating on you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. The understanding that you have is, listen, are we going to be exclusive? Is this going to be you and I, or is this going to be what it is? And call it a day, and all the rest you don't have to worry about. I'm going to say this to the fellas out there. I have had men ask the craziest questions to me. And if you get the book, How the Wife Becomes the Other Woman, if you didn't see the stage play, we're thinking about bringing it back. There's a part in there. It's all true stories. I'm telling you. There's a part in there where a guy is asking about the ex. That is the biggest turnoff in life. Why do you care about my ex? Now, some guys say, well, I just want to make sure I don't do the same thing. Well, don't worry. I know what the same thing is. So if I see it, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be an AmberDee red flag. There's a parade to follow. Been there, been down that path, done that. Don't even want, look, the band coming. Don't want it. But that is such a turnoff, because if you ask me about my ex, I'm going to give you my ex's number so you could call him directly. Cut the middleman.
That's great in theory.
It's the truth. It ain't theory. It's the truth.
I'm talking about the beginning part. Having some dude that you just go to knock off.
Okay.
Because guess what? If he's swinging any type of bat, feelings are to come.
Yeah, you might have some feelings, but you ain't trying to, like... No, you have to go back to the table. You go back to the table and y'all have to have a conversation. Okay, this is what's occurring.
If you signed up with basic cable, you can't watch the fight, man.
Yes, you can order. You can order the fight, honey. You can order the fight.
Well, you order the fight with HBO. You ain't gonna see.
Baby, listen, you get a free trial 30 days. Cancel that mug. Quit playing. Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
I think it's I feel like it's okay to ask, like, why your last relationship ended vaguely, not specifically about your ex. And I think it's okay to ask specifically about ex if you share children, minor children, with that specific ex. Like, because crazy baby mama, crazy baby daddy is a real thing, and people have gotten killed behind it. So in that situation, it's okay to ask.
But here's the thing. Okay, I got you on that, but here's the thing. Usually they'll share that information. That information is usually shared. So you sit there, you allow that person to speak and don't over talk and talk. Because if you're talking, you can't listen. And I always listen to what people don't say. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you can hear about the ex, and then they might talk about the ex and, spew what's going on. And if you continue talking about your ex, it's usually something there that you did to cause that. Because what is it? Newton's law, the third one. For every action, there's an equal or, an equal reaction. Yeah. Equal or opposite reaction. Yeah, there you go. That's that public education. That's that public education. But honestly, you have to say what's really going on and just listen to the individual. I'm not asking about your ex-wife. I'm not asking about your ex-girlfriend. Because I've already done my research. Now that's probably the key. I'm not asking about your Who is that? Come on. Look, I'm like, who is it? I knew somebody was listening to talk about something. That's why I was getting that feedback. But honestly, think about it. You sit there, you ask those questions, you be like, okay, I want to know that. I already did my research, so I don't have to ask. When you came on the scene, baby, I'm looking up. Okay, quick.
Tell Amber.
Inmate search. Inmate search. I already checked that out. Now, I will ask you a question up front. Off top, if I'm remotely interested, were you or are you on crack? That's it. Because you ain't about to toaster or microwave me to death. I'm sitting there, what my toaster? No, bye.
I wasn't on crack, but I cook meth on occasions.
Listen, your teeth gonna tell me that. Because I'm going to look and I'm going to see. I ain't none of that. I don't want no habits, because guess what? That's a struggle in itself. So how you going to put up with me and my shenanigans and that? You going to stress yourself out. We ain't even about to go in that direction. So you already know. Now, if I'm looking for something, I'll be like, okay, let me see the type of person they're interested in. Now, that's the only time that's the reference I'm looking at. Who did you date prior to me. Oh, you dated this person. Well, I know I can never be that person, so ain't no sense in me even walking in their shoes. Not that I'm comparing myself to that person, but I'm being flat out transparent. If I see somebody and I know what I possess and I know my worth, and I see you with somebody else that be like, oh man, I'm not that messy chick. You like the messiness? That ain't me. So guess what? Ain't no sense in us even going because I could never be that. That's not me. So that's what I'm looking. That's the reference check I'm looking at.
But Strawberry Jr. says, hey, it's his fault for being that way for 6 years, ma'am. It's his fault.
He's a nice looking guy, but as soon as he opened his mouth, bye.
Guess what? But it's still his fault.
Girl, you better put some nice clothes on him. You know how the people be having them ugly babies. You be like, oh, they got to dress nice.
Strawberry Jr. says it's still his fault and not yours, Mel, because you just set standards. Strawberry Senior didn't set those standards. So it's now.
It's your psyche.
It's his fault. Amber, red flag, pink.
But I don't want to know nobody's body count. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't. But I'm going to say, I do have to ask, did you date any of my cousins? Now, and it is. I got 23 first cousins. And most of us girls. I don't know how many, like. And it has happened. It has honestly happened where somebody I had dated ended up dating my cousin. Now, let me say this. Years later, and they didn't know that it was my cousin until they seen a big 8x10 picture of her and I at her house. So he called me, which I thought was cool because we cool like that. He called me and was like, hey, listen, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, I didn't know that was your cousin. I started laughing. I said, that's what you get for going straight upstairs. You should have sat there and navigated, had dinner or something. But I did not fold her either, though. I didn't fold her because guess what? I can see how they linked up. And she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I can see y'all two together because of her personality. But it was of no fault of either, honestly. But it was like, dude, that right there, done. I can't take you to the family cookout. We can't go to the family reunion because you done smashed everybody here. Like, I need to feel like I have something special. So that's when it matters for me.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah!
If you're a woman and you want something that's special, the same way a man wants something that's special.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So guess what, Strawberry Jr.? That's the whole point. That's why body count matters, because I want a bowling ball that's special to me.
No.
But what do we get? But what do we get?
Exactly. That's my point. It's special for everybody. Everybody wants something special.
Cool. But what's special to you ain't the same thing that's special to me.
So is it the treatment?
You're not making. Oh no. So Amber not making 6 figures a year and this, that, and other, and having great credit and stuff. That's not special to me. Amber, just keep that trunk like that ass, but keep that that original Brazilian you got. That's what's important to me. Keep it where it's only mine. That's what's important to me.
Meanwhile, you are doing what?
I don't know. Maybe half the cheerleading.
Half the cheerleading squad, right? Like that's crazy.
Exactly. Oh, you don't believe that it matters to women. That women want something special.
Oh, yeah. If your special comes in, you're driving my Chevette. You're living in my house. You're going on dates with me. Because smashing and going out on a date is way two different things.
Okay.
You can be smashed and not see the light of day. No one ever see you. You can be that sneaky link. That's what the kids call it. The kids call it a sneaky link.
Okay.
Educate
us.
Right. And I'm cool with that. And I'm perfectly fine with that. But when you want to be going out to movies, posting us up on Facebook, stuff like that, no. That's not sneaky link. That's the package you got. Now, if you want to be grand exalted, let's go on vacation together. Let's go find a beach. let's drink my ties and all that other stuff. That comes with being special. I don't take the twos out to Brazil with me.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Nate, this is good. So you going on vacations and trips and dinner and all that, but she's not posting you on social media.
Oh no.
Is that a high class sneaky link? Like, what is that?
No. That's just the Southern burp. I go there because it's a great time, and all I want to do is burp from down there. It's called the Southern burp.
But you spending quality time.
It's a quality. I'm coming on there, burping, taking her last kid's fruit snack, and bouncing.
Man, listen, don't play. You know I don't play when it comes to fruit snacks.
I'm sorry, Mel. Forgive me. Don't. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know what. I stepped over the line, Mel.
Yeah, habitual line crosser. Don't. Y'all better have some fruit snacks.
But if that's quality time to you, okay.
No, but I'm saying the quality time, like you said, you spend like your number ones, you going out to dinner, y'all going to Ruth Chris, you're chilling, having a good time.
You can post me the whole nine.
And now you know what? Now let me say this. You said she could post you the whole night, but sometimes people don't want to be posted. Not that it's a secret. Like me, here's the thing. I ain't posting nothing on Facebook. You know why? Because I don't know y'all like that. Like, if you know, you know.
Well, but here's the thing. That can also be looked at as sneaky. Because I'm not posting on...
Oh, so the dude might think he a sneaky link for me?
Yeah, what? You embarrassing me, Mel? I'm taking you out to this, and other.
Man, come on now. Now we doing role reversal. Listen.
Hey.
Go ahead, AmberDee, read the comment, please.
I see Nate.
So, Sean McCrae of Facebook said, Nate, you talking like one of them dudes that used to work in the steel mill that had 3 different friends in the city. Ha ha.
Okay, here's another one I want you to read, AmberDee. Go ahead.
Okay, so Corner Stevens of Facebook said, it's crazy because I dated a woman and we was cool, you know, the vibe was good. All that, come to find out, I used to date her sister. Neither one of us knew that. I seen them together in a video on Facebook. Well, if neither part, you know, but that's...
But you know what that probably is? See, people being secretive because they don't want to put their business out there. And... Da-da!
You're doing at my reunion, man. You're doing at my reunion.
Yeah, that could be an issue. But if you had, like, let me see your family. Let me see what's going on. Have you dated anybody? I don't know. Do you really have the time to say that? When does that question come out on the first date?
After smashing.
After smash. See, that's where the problem is at. Go ahead, AmberDee.
That's how it goes. I'm not going to meet you.
Back to the root of my issue is the hypocrisy. So you're like, oh, a woman's virtue, her virginity, her low body count, that's what matters. But men lie, cheat, deceive, steal, take. And then on top of that, they'll make it seem like it's something that it's not until after they've achieved sexual access. So a man is out here, and this is something that I've read. Men will sit here like T.I. T.I. is socializing his son, raising his son to be a terror, okay, towards women, right? To go out and whore and sleep with as many girls as possible. But then he's out here trying to push chastity on his daughter. So then you raise up 2 people, and this is on a bigger scale, community scale, where you have men who do not value having morals, integrity, or honor, discipline, or anything like that. And they're out here just slinging dick and trying to bust down as many females. And then you've got women, and that's all they have to choose from. And then so when they do and they get caught and tricked or whatever, or misled to believe all of his games and, you know, talking and all this other stuff, well, now she's a whore. She has no value. And then he's like, well, there ain't no good woman out here for me to be with.
Okay, but wait. Let's address this. Let's address this.
Bust it down. So we're socializing men and women on different paths with different outlooks and different priorities, and then we're running.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. We have to understand the sexual prime for a man, and then let's focus on the sexual prime for a female, a woman, which is in her 40s. And then guys have the audacity to call a female a hoe because she's promiscuous or in her sexual prime and like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. But you've already passed yours and you're ready to settle down. Something's wrong.
Yes, exactly. There's something wrong. So I'm not saying don't be moral. Everyone should sleep with everybody. I'm saying everyone should be moral, including men. And so men have to use gymnastics and backwards logic to validate their behavior instead of acknowledging that if you are out here operating in a certain manner, you don't have the right to look down on a woman who's operating in the same manner you're operating in.
You got a fan or something by you?
Me?
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, go ahead, Dave. What you got?
Here's the thing. I'm forgetting my point. Men raise boys different than they do girls. We love our sons from it's my boy aspect. We love our daughters from a protective standpoint. Women love their sons from a standpoint of, I want to treat him like a little king and this, that, and other. And they love their daughters like, listen, you better get out here and do it because this ain't going to happen to you. So if you guys reverse the roles, you would create more positive kings for these queens out there who would have the standard of not smashing everybody down.
I'm gonna let her get you.
No, my point is, okay, so first of all, men need to raise their sons. Not women need to try to raise their sons. So actually, it's on men to stop abandoning their sons and raise them to be decent men. Secondly, men will raise, and women too, will raise daughters to be good wives. Well, if you want to get a man, you got to do this, that, and the other. But then they don't take the time to raise their sons to become good husbands.
Let's see.
Because you act like a man, putting a man on a path, say, this is what it means to be a good husband. Not even just a good husband. It means to be a good person and a good man in general. And on top of that, a good husband.
Would you marry your son? Amber, would you marry your son? I know you're muted. Would you marry your son? You would? Well, if you would marry your son, you're raising a good young man for some woman, some lady. But most women wouldn't marry their sons. And they expect those sons to go find a good girl. They have no idea what it is. They have no idea.
Where does the man come in? You're saying, and I agree with you, they're not raising sons that they would marry. But is that the mother's fault? Or is it the man who abandoned his son?
Okay, well, I
culture is that it's the mama's fault for giving birth to the child, but it's not the daddy's fault for not raising that.
It's no responsibility. It's on her. She has power in that dynamic. It's on her for bringing the child into the world.
Okay. All right. Now I got to speak to this. You said it's on her for bringing the child into the world. Let me say this. Some women choose not to allow the father to be in the child's life. There's two reasons. Well, actually, there's several. There's some where they use the child as a tool. The other is, guess what? I probably shouldn't have laid down with this dude, but he's toxic, and him being in his child's life might make another toxic young man. So it's like, I don't want him in there. And then you also have where it's like, is this a good thing? Maybe his family's jacked up and I didn't know his family. So I made a bad decision laying down and now we got this baby and I'm not going to give my baby up or have an abortion. So now I am, and I hate to use the term, but let's call it what it is, stuck with a child that I have to raise on my own. So we have to visit all those possibilities.
In all of those, it was the woman's choice.
Yes.
Every situation you gave, it landed on the woman. I could be like, come on, Mel, we too old to have this baby. And you know my mom is still on crack, and my brother's slinging meth.
That's why I said about references. Then what we talk about at the beginning, AmberDee, references matter, because you might not know that his mother on crack, or they got a lineage. That's not hereditary. A dependency issue.
But you're pregnant now, Mel. But you're pregnant now. No matter that, you're pregnant now. No matter how, whatever, you're pregnant now.
Okay.
And I'm saying.
So the milk is already spilled.
There it is.
Okay.
Burp, southern burp.
Okay.
You're pregnant. And I'm saying, let's have this child. And you like, nah. Or I'm saying, let's not have this child. And you like, yeah. So in any of those scenarios, who has the power and where does it go?
She has the power because she actually said.
Up to her. So it's her responsibility. It's hers because she made the choice.
To keep the child, but you made the choice. You could have wrapped it up.
I did. I got a little excited. When I get you in a Hucklebuck Deluxe, hey, we all know.
This cat talking about a Hucklebuck Deluxe. He's a mess.
When I get crazy, girl, the Hucklebuck Deluxe, and we was drinking, but nonetheless, it happened. And because I laid down with you, and you pregnant, you have the deciding factor whether to have this child or not. It is all on you. No matter how I feel about it. I want this baby, AmberDee. I want this child. It would be beautiful. Look at our noses. They're huge. Our kids will have a huge house together. And you like, I'm not having your baby. I'm not having your baby. I'm not having your baby, Nate. And all I can do is say, my feelings are hurt. So it's your responsibility. That, with great power comes great responsibility. And women, quit trying to act strong and be the powerful people that you are. It's your choice to bring the child into the world. It's your choice of the husband you want. It's your choice to be where you want to be, Strawberry Jr.
Hey, if you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so.
I agree with Nate.
Wait a minute. If you want in on this conversation, feel free to do so. The phone number is 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Wait a minute, honey. You gotta wait. Let me do my part. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287.
Now, y'all
gotta let me do my part. Now, come on now. Who's the host? Let's focus. Go ahead. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Call in and voice your opinion live. The lines are open. Go ahead, AmberDee.
So I agree with Nate that it is a woman's choice. My point is that as women, we need to value our bodies, right, and be much more selective in who we choose to procreate with. The problem is that a lot of times these unfortunate situations are happening to very young women. They're inexperienced, they don't have guidance, they don't have an example, and they're ignorant, right, to the outcomes. So, yes, we need to do better with our young women, but we also need to do better with our young men. It's not this argument that everything is the woman's fault and everything is in your control and we have no power. The argument that men are just following their beastly nature and they have no control or discipline is a cop-out. Unmute yourself, Nate. Unmute yourself.
I thought background Betty was in the back muting us. I'm sorry. I thought that was Mel.
She was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, shoot. You, man. See what you made me do. What were you talking about?
We're talking about whose responsibility it is. That's what we're talking.
Right. And you're correct with the guys and the girls having different, thing. The thing for a guy. But here's the thing. Oh, you will marry a guy who has outside children and live in his house and expect him to provide for you and carry 8 of the 10 bricks or whatever. And he got to do more than have your light bill. He has to accept your children, and you don't have children by him. So in this, the guy, his responsibility is to the children, not to you. And guess what? If you choose a guy who has outside children, you have to understand that they have a place in your kingdom. And in this whole array of things, it's still your choice. At the end of the day, it's your choice.
Yes, I agree that children have a place in the kingdom. And if you're choosing to accept a man with outside children, that's a part of the package deal, which is why I don't recommend it. But if you don't have outside children, don't be with a man that has outside children, as well as vice versa. But that's just my 2 cents. But that's not what we're talking about. That's not the issue. We're talking about the sexes between the man and the woman, not the churns.
What you got?
We're talking about the sex men and the woman, not children. What do you?
The sexism, because it's one way for one and not the same for the other.
Well,
but I agree with her too. I agree with her saying if you don't have children, and this is not in all cases, but if you don't have children, it's going to be hard to date somebody who has outside children. It's definitely going to be an issue, because your thought process, and we already know how that is. People with no children always want to tell somebody with children how to raise their children until they had their own, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. But it's easier when both of you guys do have outside children and they come together, so you know how to tread lightly or how to walk without being disrespected, because it's hard, just as you said, Nate the Agitator, last week or the week before, where if you're dating a woman who has a son, you're like, I'm not dealing with that, because that son was the man of the house. So you're going to have those, that controversial dynamic, versus if she has a daughter. And the same thing with females. When men are on the scene and they are raising their daughters, and you got this female there, it's going to be that issue, because that daughter is like the golden child. And it's like, no, wait, you need to know. And she has her dad wrapped around her finger. So it's like, okay, I'm going to back up, because I know, and 9 times out of 10, you know that if a father is raising his daughter, the mother is not there. So he needs to focus on her, because very seldom do you find where a mother will actually let her daughter be raised by the dad. So it has to be something going on there to be like, okay, I'm going to just relinquish control. Here you go. That's an issue. Dealt with that, and that's when you be like, let me back up, let you do what you need to do for your child. And I'm going to just put this out here. Single mothers who have sons, they dress, fellas, this is just something for you. Here you go. Catch it. I'm throwing it out there. They dress their sons, and they teach their sons everything they want in their mate. So if you are on the scene and you want to know what she likes, look at her son. If his pants hanging down and you ain't that dude, you already know that's the dude she's attracted to. For the fellas who have daughters, if they are dating somebody, and these are for my single men out here, let me say this. Fellas, when you are dating women, understand this. If you don't mind your child becoming what you're dating, then go with it. Real talk, because that's what's going to happen. Because guess what? My dad likes this, and I love my dad. What is it? Daddy's girl. I love my dad, so I'm going to become that. So you got to take heed. Got to take heed and look at the bigger picture. Now, me personally, I'm going to look at it and be like, oh, okay, I see what you're interested in. And the same thing with the single mothers. If you're okay with your son becoming what you're dating, there you go. Don't be sitting there talking about looking for help and GoFundMe's and all that other stuff for a decision that you made. So here again, Nate is right.
Thank you. And speaking of GoFundMe, go on GoFundMe, Amber. We got to get rid of this Commodore 64 she got. That Atari she playing on.
Wait a minute. I want you to add it. Hold on. Let me get. Okay. Go ahead. Let's see if we can get it. Go ahead.
Okay. On top of the list is as far as being a step parent, and so I feel like women should approach being a step parent. Like, if you want to date a man with children, like how would he react if you had a child? So if you feel like he would not want to be a step parent to your child, to your male child, don't be so comfortable and willing to be a stepmother to his children, because there are a lot of men who have primary custody of their children and they're really looking for a stepmother, real talk. But it's like, if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't have that same energy, or they would prefer to date a woman that doesn't have children. I would say that's a red flag, and avoid that.
Speaking from a man who had his kids, yes, I was looking for a mother to give my daughter the feminine energy and stuff like that she don't have. She's too much like that. Ugh, poor child. But yes, we are looking for a woman to do the part, and the part is feminine energy. The part ain't being a boss. But yeah, whoop my daughter as much as, if she act up, tear her ass up. Then I'm going to get her for making bad with you. But most women can't do that. Most women can't let me whoop their child. And if I can't discipline them, there's a place that will.
So I think that a lot of people don't believe in whooping or physical contact or whatever, but that doesn't mean there's no discipline. People approach discipline differently. So if the person, can be like Mel was talking about, she's daddy's girl and she has daddy wrapped around her finger. So it applies to men and women. If the person you're entertaining, and they want you to be step parent, but they also don't want you to discipline their child in whatever way that they discipline their kid, or whatever means of discipline they utilize, and you agree to it, then that's a problem. That's another red flag, because that means they don't want you to discipline their child, and there's not the authority and the balance in order to be an effective step parent. But whooping is not the only form of discipline. I just want to throw that in there. That's all I'm saying.
It works with me and I. But you came to your red flag very good there, AmberDee.
Yes.
So I
got down brand, Nate.
Yeah. The new T-shirts coming out. Yes, I agree with Nate. Coming to shoptalk.com soon. But whatever your form of discipline is, you have to let a man form a man. Only iron sharpens iron. And I know this ain't body countish, but we'll get back on top. Amber, if you had more than 3, I'm done with you.
With that being said, look, we coming to a close of the show. Look, there's order. There's order. So look, I'm like, we have the order here. So we're coming to the close of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today's footnote: find joy in everything that you choose to do. Okay, everything. Even relationships. And Nate used the word responsibility. Like Sesame Street, responsibility is the word for the day. All right, and AmberDee, it's your responsibility to either love it, hate it, or change it. So, find you and listen. Oh, let me say this too. I love you guys for joining in and listening to Shop Talk with Mel. If you would like to donate, you can do that through Cash App or PayPal. Make sure you like us and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And again, lovely people, put them flames in there in the comment section if you're enjoying the conversation, and let us know how you feel. Or the speaker. How about that? The speaker thingy. The speaker emoji.
I want to be
so find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Shop talk. You always just sit there and mess it
That was
up.
the best one. We on our way. We on our way.